Hello solo leveling fans, and welcome back to a new video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day or had a fantastic day depending on what time you've watched this video. But I just want to say thank you so much for the continuous support that you guys have been showing to the channel. We already have gotten ourselves our first 100 subs, and since you guys have been showing me so much love, I thought I'd return the favor back. And on that note, I'm doing a giveaway to a lucky winner at the end of this month. He or she will be receiving $50 worth of in-game purchases or prepaid cards, either on the Play Store, the Google Play Store, or the App Store. It all depends on what you prefer. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's topic in today's video. Today's video is going to be a guide on the Shadow Army, and it's one of the most important topics in the game that is being discussed by the community members. Today's video is going to be a full guide on the Shadow Army, basically, and the Shadow Army is very, very important, obviously, to your arsenal, because it does help out a lot, and it does come in handy in these fights, especially clearing bosses and things like that, and it's always appreciated. Now, let's start off by answering some of the most common questions, like, when do you unlock the Shadow Army? Well, the Shadow Army itself gets unlocked, I think, at Chapter 9, and if we go here to the story mode, absolutely check that out for you guys right now. Okay, so we go to the story mode here, you go all the way up to Chapter 8, and after you defeat Igris here, Protector of the Throne, that's when you unlock your, so at the start of Chapter 9, after you've defeated Igris, yes. So that is correct. Now, with that being said, when do the other shadows get unlocked? Now, I'm telling you guys when they're going to get unlocked, and not which order you should be unlocking them in, right? So, they'll be available to be unlocked after these chapters. So for example, Igris is at Chapter 9, Tank would be at Chapter 10, Iron would be Chapter 11, Blade would be Chapter 12, and Tusk will be Chapter 18, which is this shadow right here that I haven't unlocked yet, right? So you can at that point you can unlock any of these. So after Chapter 18, you have the ability to unlock any of the shadows. But which shadow should you be going for? That is the main question, right? Obviously, Igris is a no-brainer because that's the first shadow you'll be getting, and you're going to be getting that anyways, right? Then, in my opinion, you should be going for Blade second because of his buff that he gives to your team, and that is giving the team members' attack increases by 3%, right? Now, moving on after Blades, so you go Igris, Blades, then Iron, because he gives max HP and increases it by 6%. Then you can go for Tank here, which increases your defense by 6%. He's good for characters that scale off defense, like Bake, for example. He'd be the perfect unit for that. And then obviously you can go for Tusk, because he is the last shadow and he unlocks fairly late into the game. At Chapter 18, so you probably have like more than enough time to collect those shadow traces to unlock them. So again, Igris, Blade, Iron, and then Tank. Something else that I also wanted to mention to you guys is the fact that they are saying that there's going to be a new shadow that will be added into the game, and it's most likely going to be Cerberus, but that has not been confirmed yet, and that will obviously come after Tusk and after the Chapter 18. But we still don't know much about it yet. So now that we know which shadows to unlock and what order and what do they do, now we should talk about the Shadow Authority. So who should we put in charge? And what I mean by that is, if you go over here and you press Manage Teams over here, if you go here to manage your team, you'll see that there is Sung Jinwoo, your hunters, and then your shadows. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? Because the only buff that is applied to your teammates is the first shadow here, or the Shadow Authority. So for example, as you can see here, I have Igris equipped as the Shadow Authority, and all team members' critical hit rate increases by 4%. Now this is good because it actually helps you pass that cap of 50% when it comes down to critical hit rate from Sung Jinwoo, and obviously it will help your other characters crit by an additional 4%, except for Choi, obviously, because he cannot crit. But with that being said, which one is the best? In my opinion, at least, I think it is Igris. Now, you can also use Blades. I think also Blades is a good idea because he gives you that additional attack bonus right here, and I think, yeah, these are the main two units that you should be putting as a Shadow Authority. I'll keep Igris for now because I do enjoy the critical hit chance that it increases as well. So now that you have your Shadow Authority and you know which shadow you're going to be unlocking in what order, how do you actually unlock these shadows, put them into your army? Now, you're going to use something called Traces of Shadow. And if you click source here, it says gates. While yes, that is partially true, it's a probability, not a guarantee, right? So obviously the higher the rank of the gate, so for example, red gates, like an S rank red gate is going to have a higher chance of dropping these Traces of Shadow than like a C normal gate, you know what I mean? So definitely aim for those higher ranked gates to be able to get those Traces of Shadow. Another place that is not mentioned down here is story mode, right? Story mode, whether it's normal or hard, will both drop you Traces of Shadow as well once you clear stages, but hard mode will definitely drop you a lot more Traces of Shadow than you think, especially when it comes down to chapters like chapter 9 for like defeating Igris and stuff like that. One of the rewards will be Traces of Shadows. So yeah, with that being said, that is how you unlock your Shadow army. Another thing that I forgot to mention about Shadow Traces is that once you guys have like every shadow unlocked like this, and you still have a few spare Shadow Traces here that you can use, you can always use that to upgrade your shadows. And what I mean by that is if you go up here and you press this growth promotion thingy, you can go from common to elite. So Igris becomes from a common to elite unit, and that will make your army level increase by 2. It will also buff up your critical hit rate to 5% instead of the 3% that it usually is. And if you go a step further and go to the knight promotion, obviously I cannot do it because I don't have the traces for it, but you can also obtain skills, and you can do this to every unit on your shadow army. And so just like a quick upgrade here, as you can see Blaze right there, if I upgrade him to elite, he also increases the army level, and he also increases the members attack by 4% now. Now it goes up to 5%, and also I obtain a new skill. So yeah, keep that in mind once you have all your shadows unlocked. Moving on to another important feature in your shadow army, and that is shades. As you can see here, it says 15,000 out of 15,000. Now, what shades do is they will be consumed upon using shadows. So every time you activate your shadows, these will be going down. Now, these, if they hit 0, you'll no longer be able to use shadows, so keep that in mind and keep an eye out on that. But don't worry, because even if you do use them up and you still hit that 0 mark and you want to make them and you want to get some more shades, you can do so by obtaining them from various game modes such as story mode or gates. Another place that is not mentioned here is instance dungeons. Those are also guaranteed to give you guys shades. So like the Igris fight or the Steel-Fanged Lycan, that is also another place to be getting your shades. Now the last thing I want to talk about is obviously your army level. As you can see here at the bottom, the army level can be increased obviously, and you can grow the total army level. And once you grow your total army level, your army total power goes up, and your shade capacity also goes up. And it has a separate resource to use to level up your shadow army, and that is the shadow energy. As you can see here, those can be obtained from gates obviously, and obviously through story mode. Like I mentioned earlier, story mode can also give you these shadow energy orbs that you can use to upgrade your shadow army. So with that being said, guys, I hope you found this guide helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and comment down below what you found helpful. And don't forget about the giveaway. If you want to take part in that, do let me know.